So I imagine one of the most dicey things that your team has to deal with is explosives. You're blasting this stuff out. You're underground. You're blasting it out. Special training, special techniques. I mean, people have probably done this for decades that are in charge of it. Tell us a little bit about handling the explosives and how you handle that risk.
Yeah, just like you said, right? In the mining industry, been around for over 100 years. Explosives are day to day, right, in the fabric of what we've done, and they have very, very serious procedures and practices. So I'll go back to strict guidelines and regulations that are set forth by the Federal Mine Health and Safety Act, number one, as well as the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. So both of those federal agencies have extensive regulations on how to handle, manage, store explosives, right? They have to be stored in a specific, its own area. You have to have special training in order to actually transport them and handle them. You take account of what's on site at any given time. So it's very, very heavily regulated, and we take it very seriously.
You talked about the regulations. The U.S. has some, but all the regulations in different countries are not necessarily the same. I trained in Russia for a while, and we had this out on this creaky boat doing sea survival, and our OSHA guys came over and they were making all these comments, and I was just kind of laughing because that's not the culture over there in Russia. And I'm in different countries. So the different countries have different, how do you guys deal with that? Because you have standards you have to live up to here, and you want to make sure your people are safe, but yet you interface with these other countries and it's a completely different concept. How do you guys deal with
you
that?
have to follow the law in the jurisdiction that you're operating in, right? That is when it did.
Yeah.
So I'll say Rio Tinto has corporate global standards for health, safety, environment, community, social performance, cultural heritage, so that there is a standard across the globe that is best practice. In the U.S., I would say, though, we are the gold standard of regulations. It's probably really tough to find another country that is as highly regulated, but that's a good thing. So obviously we've talked about MSHA, right? Mine Safety and Health Administration. OSHA applies as well, ATF. So health and safety is highly, highly regulated. We also have environmental regulations, everything from the Federal Clean Water Act to the Federal Clean Air Act to the Safe Drinking Water Act, the National Historic Preservation Act. There's many, many, many hundreds and hundreds that is either at the federal level, the state level, the local level, and it's just part of doing business. We've been operating in the United States for, whether it's our boron facility beside Edwards Air Force Base, to the copper facility in Utah. We've been operating for 100 years. With these regulations, it's just day to day.